Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Now, as you know, breakfast is one of my favorite meals, and if breakfast is also your thing, you definitely want to stick around for my sausage breakfast casserole. And I really love this recipe so much because it's quick and easy to make. I've kind of made it a little bit longer in this video because I actually cut up my own potatoes, but there are time-saving tips down in the description. You do not have to cut up your own potatoes. You can grab a bag of Allwriter diced hash browns from the frozen food section. Save yourself an extra 10 minutes of peeling and cutting down potatoes. Now, after those have been cut down to small bite-sized pieces, I'm going to steam them for about 2 minutes in my microwave steamed container, and just partially cook them so they're not too hard when I stick them in the oven in my casserole. Now I'm going to go ahead and dice up a small onion. You guys, onions really get to my eyes, and normally I would pick up some already cut up onions at the grocery store, but you guessed it, it didn't have any. I'm going to add some butter and some oil to a skillet and go ahead and start cooking my onions. Now, some people put them in raw. I don't think that's a good idea. I like for them to have a nice mild flavor in my food. So I'm going to stay here at the stove for a couple of minutes while my family is running around behind me. I'm going to act like I'm really busy with these onions so that they leave me alone. Now, after those have cooked for a couple of minutes and you fiddle around at the stove acting like you're doing something really important, come in and add your potatoes. Now, I am going to season these potatoes with a bit of Lowry seasoning salt and some pepper. And I just want to get those a little brown before I put them in the casserole. Breakfast is one of my favorite meals. I don't usually eat it though, just to be honest, and so I probably won't eat this till around noon because I have been intermittent fasting. Now I'm going to use a smoked kielbasa sausage. In most breakfast casseroles, they do use regular breakfast sausage and you fry it up in the pan. I've decided to try something different here. I wanted to see how it tasted with the beef smoked kielbasa, and I really liked it. So just for a little change, if you want to try something different. Otherwise, you can use any type of sausage that you like, and what I'm doing right here is cutting it in half and then cutting it up in small bite-sized pieces about the size of our potatoes. Now, I'm going to add those to a hot skillet with a little bit of oil. And to me, kielbasa is already pretty salty, and so I'm not going to add anything additional to that. But by all means, if you like yours a little bit saltier, go ahead and add what you want. I'm going to take these out of the pan and go ahead and drain them on a paper towel because we don't need that extra oil sitting on top of our casserole when it comes out of the oven. Now I'm going to come over here and start on our egg mixture. I'm going to use 6 eggs and half a cup of milk. Now this is going into a 7x9 pan. If you're going to use like a 9x11 or something a little bigger, you can still use the same amount, or you can feel free to go ahead and use 8 eggs and increase your servings. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of salt and some fresh cracked black pepper to this. Now I'm going to whisk that together. And my sausage and onions and potatoes are cooling off. I don't want to add them too hot to the egg mixture. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the sausage, onions, potatoes, and I want to get it all in. Now I also have some cheese that I've grated. This is cheddar cheese. Now you don't have to grate your own cheese. I love when it's freshly grated, and so I tend to use that, but definitely use pre-shredded cheese to save you an extra few minutes. In all this recipe, putting it together doesn't have to take you longer than about 20 minutes, and then you throw it in the oven. Now I'm going to combine all that, and I'm going to put it in my baking dish. First, I'm going to spray this baking dish so my ingredients do not stick. I'm going to pour all of that in, and I am going to push that down into the egg mixture as much as I can. Now, I've loaded this bad boy with potatoes. I know I probably overdid it a bit. The recipe below is going to give you the regular oh damn, it's gonna give you the regular serving amount. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 35 minutes. And when I take it out, I'm going to add another half cup of cheese on top. And we're going to put that back into the oven for 5 to 10 minutes. This is what it looks like when it comes out, and we're gonna place that on a towel to cool. And now it is ready to serve. I'm going to go ahead and cut this up into about 6 portions. If you're using a slightly bigger baking dish, if you've used more eggs, then clearly you can have about 8 portions from this. And these are fairly big portions. You guys, I want you to see how delicious this looks when it comes out of the baking dish. It's cheesy, and I can smell the sausage in there. It's perfect. And it's so yummy. I'm gonna set one aside for myself. I'm gonna set the bigger one here for my husband because I know he's gonna want a little bit more than me. And this is it. This is how easy it is to make this dish. Like and subscribe if you want me to do more breakfast recipes. If there's anything specific you'd like to see, comment below, and I will catch you on the next video. Take care.